That's funny, isn't it? Can't believe I've stayed up all day.
Good evening, James. Good evening, Jill. Thank you for the tag.
How did he do it?
Don't know. Good evening. Jill's doing a job. Good evening, Jim. Good evening, Anne-Marie. Good evening, Gaynor. Good evening, Rita Mod. Good evening. Jill Hancock tagging. Good evening, Patricia. Good evening, Lisa. Hello, Diane. Good evening, Angie. Good evening, Jill. Good evening, Andy. Andy, thank you very much for my bracelet, by the way. Good evening, Sarah. Good evening, Mandy. Hello, Susan. Hello, Holly. Good evening, Amy. Good evening, Cheryl. Hello, Cherie. Good evening, Robert. Good evening, Richard. Hello, Trudy True. Good evening, Teresa. Good evening, Nat. Good evening, Gaynor. Oh, same with Gaynor. Good evening, Sandra. Good evening, Catherine. Good evening. Who's next? Everyone's tagging everybody. Good evening, Catherine. So don't forget, guys, do your highlight for us. Give us a share. We've got an absolutely stunning night for you tonight. Good evening, Rachel. Good evening, Leanne. Hello, Carol. Good evening, Joanne. Thank you for your share, Leanne. Share it to your group. Share it to your page. Share it to your stories. Let's absolutely go for it tonight. Good evening, Carol. Good evening, Jane. Good evening, Carol again. Good evening, Lindsay. Thank you for your highlight, Carol. Good evening, Michelle. Good evening, Debbie Mod. Good evening, Stephanie. Good evening, Darren. Hello, Michelle. Good evening, Sammy Mod. Thank you for your highlight, Carol. Good evening, Maria. Good evening, Sal. Thank you for the tags. Thank you for your highlight, Darren. Good evening, Wendy Mod. It's slow going up. Good evening, Anne. Yeah, 177. Thank you for your stars, Joanne. Wow. Good evening, Margaret. Come on, guys, let's get it. Let's start pressing those love hearts for us. Like the live. Thank you for your stars, Linda. Good evening, Joy. Good evening. 240, okay. Good evening, Carol. It's like a Christmas scene, this. In April. Good evening, Carolyn. Thank you for your stars, Karen. Good evening, Sue. Thank you for your stars, honey. Good evening, Donna. We're going up. Here we go. Good evening, Bev. Good evening, Kath. Good evening, Emma. Good evening, Natalie. Good evening, Kathy. Good evening, Joanne. Sal's on. Thank you for your highlights. That followers, Jim. Good evening, Linda. Right, okay.
Good evening, guys, and welcome for a very special Retford Ghost Hunters. So tonight we're live from the most fantastic place called Chillingham Castle. So we've been here for 2 nights, courtesy of our Jan and Mick, so thank you again for getting this for us. Well, for you really, wasn't it? And then invited us along. And also letting us to hunt as well. So if you're a supporter, you would have seen us do an investigation in here last night, which was amazing. We did 3 hours investigation, and then we did a 6-hour lock-off. Or we're at 5 somewhere.
5 hours and 43 minutes and 36 seconds.
Ooh, wow. We did a lock-off last night in this room, and it was
insane.
Scary. There was all sorts happening, walking, equipment going off, balls going off, excuse me. That tika does not suit me. What about yeah, lots of noises, banging. It was crazy. A laugh in the room, a child laughing in the room. And we were watching it and heard it, didn't we?
And it wasn't just the smallest laugh, it was like
It was a hearty laugh.
proper out loud.
Crazy. But, as you know, this place is supposed to be the most haunted castle in the UK, if not the world. And that's truth, because the history of this place, guys, is overwhelming, to be fair. The dark history, gory history, the murders, the torture, barbaricness, and it still has, everything's still here, should I say, the dungeons, the oubliette, everything's here for you to go, and you can feel the energy, you can feel, you know, what's been left of all that negative and nasty energy. It's just something else. If ever you need, you know, you want to come, get it booked, it's brilliant. But, Ron, you were going to do a bit of history for me.
Yes.
Right hand side of my body's burning and the other side's freezing.
I'm going to need my little notes for this. So
We have got little notes, but guys, listen to this.
So we are, as Rachel has just said, we are at Chillingham Castle, which is in the heart of Northumberland, in the tiny village of Chillingham. Now, the castle was originally a monastery, and it was built in the 13th century, and it belonged to two family bloodlines of the Greys and the Bennets. Now, over the years, these bloodlines have come and go, but the Greys and the Bennets have been in this castle since the 15th century until 1982, when a gentleman called Sir Humphrey Wakefield bought the castle because it had fallen into a state of disrepair. Now, the reason it has fallen into a state of disrepair is in World War II, the castle was used as an army barracks. And what happened is the castle was stripped out of all its fittings and fixtures, the lead roof was taken off, so the elements came in and absolutely ruined the castle. Now, Sir Henry bought the castle with his wife, who is a direct descendant of the bloodline of the Greys. So it's gone back to being in the family line. But within the castle itself, the castle contains an oubliette. Now, an oubliette is a hole in the floor where bodies are thrown down. Some are alive, some were dead. Now, even to this day, you can get access to the oubliette through a door within the garden, and there's still human remains left within the oubliette. There's also a torture chamber containing many original torture devices, such as an Iron Maiden, a stretcher machine, and they were the pleasure toys of a stunning gentleman called John Sage. But he was also known as John Dragfoot, or the torturer of the Scots. He tortured and executed 7,500 men, women and children in this property. Now, where our room is here, we're in the grey room.
Just going to span you round. Just our small apartment, you know.
But through these windows here, looks out onto the courtyard.
Thank you,
We'll
Nat.
show you the courtyard very, very shortly, because tonight it's stunning.
It is.
It's absolutely stunning. There's a reason why it's stunning tonight.
It is. Sir Humphrey's holding a party for his friends.
So like I just said, yeah, it's tortured 7,500 men in this courtyard, in the oubliette, and within the torture chamber. Now, the original torture things are in here, but many of the late...
Can I just say, I've just seen a comment, oubliette means forgotten.
Right, okay. You throw me now.
Just in case I forgot to get it.
So, with John Sage as well, he's also known as one of the most evilest men to ever live of time. Because he also invented a lot of torture chambers in his time, or torture instruments and ways to make things painful for people.
Monday.
He killed many of his victims in the courtyard. Right, hang on.
Keep pushing those numbers up, guys. 489, 490, Thank you. Let's get to 500. Keep pressing the marks. Let's do it tonight. 491. Brilliant.
Just an interesting fact about Chillingham Castle, or the grounds of Chillingham Castle. It has a herd of cattle. Now, the cattle is the only wild cattle in the world that roam free. And it's been kept in the area since the Middle Ages, and the bloodline has been intact and inbred for the last 300 years. So that's the bit about the Chillingham Castle itself. Let's talk about the ghosts of Chillingham Castle. Now, there's lots and lots, there's thousands.
Thank you, Nat.
Amongst thousands.
Thank you for your stars, guys.
But the most famous ones are, especially one that we witnessed last night in this room, is the Grey Lady. Now, the Grey Lady is a woman called Mary Grey, and she lived in this apartment. She was married to the first Earl, and I can't remember what his name was, but he was the first Earl of Tankerville, I think he was. Now, there's a picture on this wall over here, which is the original portrait. We'll show you it in a second.
Okay.
Is the original portrait of Mary. Now, she
Thank you, Gaynor.
lived and died in this castle.
Thank you, Jane.
And she had a very, very up and down life, more towards with her husband, who actually left her for her sister, much younger sister, called Henrietta. She's said to be seen wandering through the castle, more specifically in here, and she wears you hear rustling of dresses and voices, and she's quite amorous towards men because she's very, very lonely.
Susan.
We also have the White Lady. Now, the White Lady is seen in the room where the oubliette is, and it's actually called the pantry or the sill room. And she is said to have been seen actually since the 15th, 16th, 17th century. People have actually seen her, and it's said that she was an old lady that actually walked into the sill room and asked for a drink of water to a man that was sitting guard in there, because he used to guard everything that was in there. There's a family silver, there was food in there, so it was all important stuff. And the castle was totally locked, and when he came back to bring her the glass of water, she disappeared, but she's still seen in there.
Thank you, Tracy.
We also have the Blue Boy, or also known as the Radiant Boy, and he is supposedly from the 1920s, and he's predominantly found in the Pink Room, but has been seen around the building, around the castle, and his actual body was found bricked up in the walls with a blue remnants of clothing. We also have the Spanish witch, who is said to have cursed this castle and the land. And again, if we think back to the White Lady and the Sill Room, the room is full of bits and pieces of the castle that has been returned, that people have, I won't say stolen, they've borrowed from the castle, and they've been returned within weeks, because the curse goes, anybody that takes anything from this castle will have a nasty ending and will have bad things happen throughout their lives. Now, there's doorknobs in there, there's other little quirky bits and bobs. They've all been returned with apology letters that are on display in...
Bit like East Drive.
Yeah, in that room. Going back to the very beginning of Chillingham Castle, it was a monastery. Now, the monks are said to be seen throughout the whole of the grounds, actually walking through the castle itself, but not actually up in these rooms.
Thank goodness for that.
Further down, just as you come out the apartments, there's also a lake. Now, at the bottom of the lake, there is actual physical human remains in this lake of 1,000 Scottish soldiers.
Wow.
And they're still dredging these bones and remains up to this day now.
Wow.
As you come into the castle, you come through a very stunning gate, down a drive that is lined with trees up to the main entrance. This is originally known as the Devil's Walkway. Now, the Devil's Walkway is basically a torture device or an execution area, and it was lined with people that would have been hung, drawn, tortured, but there would have been hundreds and hundreds of bodies just left out, hanging,
Thank you,
being
Jenny.
pecked by birds, infested with
Can you
maggots,
imagine the sight of it here?
all sorts.
To say it's so beautiful today.
But it said that the people would come from miles around to see it.
Well, yeah, I
because
can
it was
imagine.
such a thing.
They didn't have Netflix, did they?
Now, yesterday, we went for a walk and we had a bit of an experience yesterday.
We did, didn't we?
We did. We witnessed a fire within the woods and somebody running away. Now, the actual place where the fire was is at the Three Witches trees, or the hanging trees. Again, this was used as another execution area, torture area, but people were hung there from the trees, especially witches.
Yeah.
Now, again, they were left to rot, and the bits and pieces of people's bodies would fall to the ground and sink into the ground and be taken down. Again, to this day, on cold days, this area gets very cold in the winter, the actual bodily remains and bones rise up through the ground when the temperature is extremely cold. So, the last thing that I just want to go back to is John Sage, just talking about torture and execution. When he was tortured, he was actually hung for his crimes of what he did.
Hallelujah.
And
good to hear. Thank you, Lynn.
To the fact of this is how evil he was. He was having sex with his girlfriend and he murdered her while they were having sex and he choked her.
Here.
I don't know if it was here or not, but that's what it said to have happened. When he was hung, potentially, I think it was here he was hung, people flocked from all around. When he was finally dead, they cut pieces of his body off and they took them home as souvenirs.
Wow.
Souvenirs.
Keep smashing them hearts, guys. You're getting the numbers right up for me.
So
thank you. Likes, hearts, anything.
That is
amazing.
Chillingham Castle.
Amazing. Wow. So, Ron, that was fantastic. So, not the place to be around about the 13th, 14th century. But right now, it's the most beautiful place to be. It's absolutely fantastic. We're having a lovely, restful time. Well, they are. I didn't sleep last night. I've not slept now for 24 hours, but I'm all right. Because Ron snored all night. And he thinks it's hilarious. Anyway, I do need to say something though. So, I've seen a few comments. Thank you guys. 570, fantastic. 567, fantastic. It's when the emojis come, you know, it's weird. Pushes it out. And thank you for your stars, yes. What were I going to say? Yes, so some of you were asking, did I find out what the blue flash was? Yes, it was the tablet. It was on top of the microwave and I didn't know that it shone blue when it had some type of notification. So we do need to debunk that. I had earplugs in, love. Didn't work. I haven't had a nap now. But I've been alright actually, Anna. Yeah, so hopefully. We're going to sleep tonight because he's coming in the living room on the floor on a mattress and on a live lock-off for supporters. So you can hear him snore. So, anyway, 574. I know I was excited about the blue light too, but we have to be honest. I can't just let you not know that. Right, so, should we get the Alice box on?
Yeah.
We've got this beautiful fire glowing away. It's absolutely lovely. In front of this stunning crest. So, as I said, the owners are having a party tonight. But I might very, very nicely, in a bit, ask Mick and Ron to take you down to have a very sneaky peek at the oubliette. If you're very quiet.
Mick, we're going for a party.
580, fantastic.
Bike.
bike. Holy Island was beautiful, Rachel. We had a little photograph taken with your sister.
From last night.
Right, who's gonna take the camera for a minute? Thank you. Okie dokie. So, here we are again.
Thank you for your start, Mary. And hadn't yet. I have unfinished business and hadn't yet.
So last night, guys, we did pick up on Mary. She did come in and visit us, didn't she?
Yeah. We
thought the blue boy had, but it was my iPad. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But
Old.
We suddenly had
Shut up.
We suddenly had a guy that was tortured here. It definitely, wasn't it?
Definitely.
As soon as we were talking about him, the words were coming up. The grid pen went off on the wall. The grid pen was so active last night, wasn't it?
It was brilliant. Absolutely.
It was unbelievable. It was just going off and off and off. On demand. Flashy balls going
Crowned
off.
on us.
Crowned on us. Now that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Because part of the history that I've not talked about is there was actually a coup took part in this castle against one of, it was either King Edward or King Henry III, and is that your stomach? Get in your bedroom. 607 on. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
And they actually, Mary Grey's husband, the first Earl, instigated it, part of this coup, to overthrow the throne. And he was that much of a wimp in his business and in his personal life, he actually got his reputation has been an absolute, I can't think of the word, it begins with a D, but it's like a, yeah, he didn't have a great reputation from it.
Isn't it interesting though how you have literally just spilled and spilled so much toxic history and it said show. Now John Sage has come up in our history before, which is at the Galleries of Justice. This man, I don't know how he got away for so long. He was a murderer, basically, wasn't he? He was just a mass murderer.
Wolves. He was actually originally a soldier,
Yeah.
John Sage.
He clearly must have had some mental health issues.
But he also had a background in religion. So,
Cuckoo went a little bit
yeah.
to his head. He probably thought he probably had a bit of God syndrome. He clearly did. I bet he did everything in the name of God.
Me good tea.
Me good tea.
So we are calling out to any spirit that may be here in this grey apartment. Mary, hello again. Hopefully you'll come and talk to us tonight. Like you did last night. Or maybe you might be fed up of us. We're calling out to any spirit that... That's weird.
Let me get up.
It wasn't even a shadow. It was just weird. It just changed.
If. Oh, let me just show you Mary.
Yeah, and the white kettle. And the courtyard.
So, just as we were saying, so this is Mary Grey. And this is her... Oof! There's a thing that...
My table run.
This is her original portrait. Can I just say, guys, thank you for getting us to 620 viewers tonight. Keep smashing those hearts and smiley faces, angry faces, whatever you want to do. Just keep smashing them out for us. So that's Mary, who is the grey lady that haunts this place. Dear God, Mick. We also have the Earl of Sandwich, who created the sandwich. That's Mick's head that you've just seen there.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
We then, so this out here is the courtyard. So you can see everything is lit up as it would have been in the Dark Ages. There's a very, very posh function going on tonight with lords and ladies and all sorts. But we'll take you down there very, very shortly. Okay. Evilism, I think.
Okay.
Ibilism, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, what does Ibilism mean, guys? So, as we said, we're calling out to Mary. We're even calling out to John Sage. Maybe you'd like to make a little entrance tonight into the grey room. Any spirit. We know there's a party going on and lots of people here. But they're not interested in you tonight. We are. That's what we're here for. Here to see you, speak to you, communicate with you.
Aside war over.
Us at war over.
Wow. Wow.
It,
Us at war over. This is the new Huff app, guys. Poor Mick.
Again, just to give you a little bit of the brief, a brief history. Does anybody remember Braveheart, William Wallace? Freedom! When that battle happened, the actual, I can't remember which king or queen it was, they actually came here, stayed in this castle on the way to the battle with William Wallace.
Wow.
Happiness.
Happiness.
The infant.
The infant.
The radiant boy.
Can you tell me what spirit's here tonight? We've welcomed you
Into his.
into this.
I
I want
want
a cigarette. So do we. We're stuck up in the tower. Literally. We can't even leave.
Again, thank you for 637 of you on tonight.
Fucking hell. I think the title might have helped. And
I love that, Jim. At freedom.
that's brilliant.
Richard, Edward the First says Richard.
Okay, brilliant. My Richard.
Yeah.
Hi, Richard.
BRG.
BRD, don't know what that means.
Can I just say, that sounded like someone clearing the throat as they were stomping up.
Even. Wait.
I have a little.
You are? Did you all hear that noise then?
There's nobody there.
Let's have a look.
Nobody there.
Good pen.
Turn it off a minute.
No, they're all sat in the minstrels.
Outside our front door.
Right, then let's...
It's outside. Quick pen. Quick pen.
Well, I can't say I've got a camera.
Wait. It was there. Hello? It was here.
Hello? Footsteps, run up the steps. Hello?
Footsteps coming up. Anybody there?
There's nobody there.
Somebody bashed the door.
But there was a cough with it as well.
No. And there's nobody ran out into the corridor. Dinner. They're having dinner. Dinner. It was like somebody went like this. It was like this.
Yeah.
Chillingham Castle. Gosh. There is literally nobody there. There's not a soul in the courtyard at all. Is it because you're talking about it all?
God knows.
That's what he said. I'm sorry guys, but I'll have to put this on and all.
Fair no fire and dinner.
Says what?
Fair no fire and dinner.
Wow. That was huge.
Forward.
Forward is in army. So guys, we've got some equipment out tonight. We've got the new part of the Flux family, which senses vibrations. We've got some REM pods out. We've got the temperature flux. We've also got the grid pens, as you would have seen last night. They were going mental in the kitchen. We've got a REM pod on the top of the cooker, a grid pen in the hallway, and then flashy balls throughout the whole
9.
of the room.
9.
No
That's
artery.
No. After me.
what's that one say?
Was pushed.
Interesting.
Was pushed.
That's right, freaked me out. That's proper freaked me out because that shouldn't have.
No.
There shouldn't be anybody up our tower.
No.
We've paid for this. Do you know what I mean?
Soil.
And nobody ran out into the courtyard.
Soil well.
Soil well. Don't know what it means.
But that's like that part, if it's like referring to a blue, yeah.
Mm. Okay, Spirit.
Why?
We're asking for things to happen in here and then they happen up the steps like that. That's freaked me out. Okay.
Yourself.
What does that say, Jan?
Yourself.
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 Can I ask which spirit knocked on our door? Banged on our door. Do you know where I've got a feeling it is? But you're not going to like it. I feel it might be John Sage. Angry at you.
Boy.
Boy.
I'm not bothered, John. You were foul in life.
Looked happy.
I know it's come out with boy, and I know there's a boy spirit, but I just feel like that
Stand.
was somebody running up the stairs and banged on the door and let himself know that you were talking about him in a bad way. Because I still believe to this day that that man thinks he's done right. There's no remorse in death. Nothing.
Well, let's tell you this, John. Everything you did in this life was an absolute sin.
Yeah.
Immoral, degrading, foul. You weren't a man, you was a beast.
I think it's 10 o'clock, the bell's just tolled. Spooky.
Here.
Here. Is there anything else you can do? What do you think about being called that? A beast. An evil, horrible beast.
Me on Mike.
Me and Mike.
Barbaric. If there's any spirit here that was tortured, come. This one now, it's just done it in there. It did it in there and now it's done it in there.
That's somebody real.
I couldn't get through there.
You can get through and you can get down. We've got to debunk that one because there's someone's living apartment on the next floor down.
Is it?
Yeah, and they've got access to that staircase.
That's fine then.
Seats.
Seats. Seats.
Tipped. Wow, okay. That was similar though, but that side. But that's ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
652 on.
Fabulous. Welcome. Any first time watchers? Okay.
It was similar to last night because it was nicey nice and it was
Yeah.
nasty
Yeah.
and nice.
Come on, spirits. What you got?
HG.
What can you do? Apart from bang on a door, cough. We've got lots of equipment in here you can affect.
Good evening, Lee. Welcome to Record Ghost Hunters.
Needed one.
And you, Stephen Jones, welcome.
Oh, is it gone off? Okay. Well, if you can film it, and we shall.
shall
I want
film.
you to do a bit of, you know, get him wound up a bit, Ron.
Go on, Ron.
I don't mean, you know, goad. We don't goad,
No.
but just see if he will confront you, have a conversation.
So, John, if you are the man that you think
Giant
you are,
music.
come and tell us why you think it's appropriate to kill men, women and children. To do the horrible things and torture them in ways that are unexplainable and unfathomable. I think these big words again, you can't spit them out. John,
Ooh, that door there. Somebody's just walked straight past it. Let's sit down. Come on then.
Guys.
Let's sit down. Just on the. I'm
Hi,
surprised
everyone.
we cannot show me.
John,
Let's sit. Oh, look. Let's sit down and now speak.
let's speak then, John.
Why was
Come
it
in through
before
that
me?
door and come and sit at this table with us.
Wow.
Let's sit in Mary's apartment. Maybe
Says
you knew
says
Mary.
you coffee.
Did you know Mary? Because I really don't think Mary would have been one of those ladies that would have agreed with the things that you did in her ancestral home. John,
I said two.
Hi everyone.
come
Just
on.
to make sure they're on, 'cause sometimes they switch yourself off.
John, you had two nicknames. John Dragfoot because of your injury that you got in the army.
Great boy, not.
Right boy, not.
I'm not a boy, I'm a man. More of a man than you.
I'm surprised the grid pen hasn't gone off because we've got an energy in there.
John, you was also known as the Butcher of the Scots. Why? Why did you feel the need?
Your passes.
Your passes. Oh, stunning. Flashy ball going off. Jan's just going around and just making sure all the flashy balls are on.
John, you invented other machines to torture people with. You found new ways of creating pain. How did you feel when it happened to you? But it wasn't as fun then, was it? When people flocked from miles around and they brought knives, scalpels, axes,
In those.
and took little pieces of you away. We know that in the castle, your axe is still on display in this castle.
Is it? Gosh.
Come on. Should I put Spirit Talker on as well?
Yeah, forgot about that actually. I think
Fact
actually.
right.
Hi everybody, and
Fact
thanks for your
right.
stars, and your shares, and your highlights.
Thank you guys. We're going to put the spirit talker on, guys, and then what I'm going to do in a couple of minutes, I'm going to get Ron and Mick to go down and see if you can stir up something down there. While me and Jan.
We'll have to be very
You've got to
quiet.
be quiet, I know
Yeah.
that. I know
Valid.
that 8.
Right, Spirit Talker's on. John, we're going to come down to the courtyard in a minute. Where you did those foul, barbaric things.
Land.
Land.
It is the land.
Mm-hmm.
And this land was covered in blood.
What you heard?
Tap.
Taps. Tap. Again.
What was the
Yes.
fire?
High heat.
That way. High heat.
Stranger,
Stranger. I think if we take the R off the end of that word, John, that would describe you as strange.
Love it.
Even to the fact of you killing your girlfriend.
Let me check that.
Fire on.
Fire on. Fire on.
So,
Oh, that's interesting because it's just said high heat.
says, yeah.
It said high heat. Fire's alright in it, it's not a big warning. And then it said
No more wood.
there's no more wood. Then it's just said fire on. That's interesting, isn't it? React. Unless you're on about us finding the fire yesterday. Yeah. Right, guys, just bear with. Let.
Cheese.
So, right, sorry, guys. Take Derek with you. He'll swap over, won't he? Oh, no. I watched it. He's on about the fire. High heat, fire on. I watched it. This is interesting.
He's said to be very, very prominent outside.
Outside. That is weird.
No.
No. Sister. Oh. Oh, you didn't tell him that bit though, did you?
Yeah, I did.
You did, yeah.
Did you today?
Yeah, on the history.
Too hard work. Wow. So you know Mary's sister
Henrietta.
half. Fire again. Her tiny oint. Please help me. Dear God, these words. What's an oint? Her tiny... I know it ain't, but... Is it taking Mick? Oh, where's she gone? How strange.
And I.
And I what? Come on, keep talking. Relevant. Did you watch the fire yesterday? Tell me.
No.
What did that say?
Explore.
We were exploring. That's nuts. Of. Exploring what? If it says the woods, I'm done. Exploring what? What was we exploring? Tell us, clever man. Yeah, because you pressed side. Tell us. Marks on wall.
That's interesting.
That is very interesting.
In there.
In where?
We've got them in the hallway.
We've got all them all over, but they're outside. Them. There is some marks on the wall in now. You can show them on way out.
Are you talking about the witches?
This is crazy.
All the witches' marks?
Where was we exploring? My photograph. Where was we exploring when you saw the fire be started yesterday? Tell us. What's the matter?
I thought I heard a howl then. Is it fire?
I don't know.
Dad.
Right. I think you should take the spirit talker and you transcend. That's it. We'll keep his eye on the Alice box, won't we? We'll tell you the words when we come back.
It's not all bad.
It is.
It's not all bad.
Triggers the fan.
Yeah, it is.
Triggers it here.
Right. Have you got Derek?
Yeah, in your pocket.
Story.
Right.
Right. Enjoy yourself, guys.
We'll try.
Don't forget to show them some of the artifacts. Don't fall down at all.
Watch the grip pen.
Beast! He says beast!
Says
He
what?
says beast as you're leaving.
Beast.
We called him a beast. We called John
Beast.
Beast.
Wow.
Do you know?
Shall we stay here?
What did that just say?
Wound!
Hang on.
It's not all bad. That was for yours.
They don't.
Wound!
Right, come on, because that noise is tipping.
Oh my God.
Now Rachel's bloody locked it.
Also while.
Right guys, just bear with the signal just while we're moving about. It may dip, but we will be back in a second. If it does dip, we're just making our way down. As you can see, there's lots of old artifacts all around the place. We are going to have to be a little bit respectful when we go into the courtyard because there is a private party going on. Right. Wow. These stairs are a killer. Right, so we're now out into the courtyard.
Bro.
Okay. So let's put, look at these, look. Look at the flames on those original.
Slowly.
The castle is lit up. Again for the private party. The private party is going on in here, so we are going to be very, very respectful in what we do.
Cursed land.
Cursed land. Wow, Mick. Let me just put light on, hang on.
Cursed land.
Cursed land is really, really relevant for the Spanish witch that was in. This is the sill room, the pantry where the Spanish witch cursed everybody. Cursed the land. Right, okay. So we've still got here in the castle itself. Ignore the wind, guys, but it is what it is for the minute because we're in a very windy area. So this is the original doorway into the castle.
For all.
For for everybody that came in here. Oh God, it's that thing there. Bagging on, I was like, someone's playing the drums.
The apple.
We've also got over this side. What have we got here? So we can't go up to the main castle as much as it's tempting because the private party is going on over there. But you can still see here. Let's just see how Derek's getting on, and it is starting to rain. So hang on, bear with, guys.
Add key.
They blamed me.
They will have blamed you because it's true. Right, I can't see what I'm doing. Right, Derek isn't working in the courtyard, but let's just see what we get. So, we'll try and go under here.
Deal for answer.
This is the actual torture chamber. So you've got the stocks there. And then in here is the actual torture chamber. So you can see there's the Iron Maiden.
And you too.
And you do. John? No, this wasn't your torture chamber. Can you give us a relevant word, John? What did you like to do to people?
Her aside.
Her aside.
My arms.
My arms. John? Tell us what you did to people. Tell us why. They are, Michelle. They are originals. You don't need to be quiet in what you're doing. You weren't quiet in life.
Skill and 90.
Skill and 90. Do you think you were skilled in what you did? Because of the amount of people that you tortured.
Did not.
Did not. You didn't think you were skilled. What did you think you were then, John? Did you think you were doing God's work?
Third quack.
Third quack. Don't know what that means. Come on. I hate to say it, but you're doing really, really well, John, in the communication that you're doing, but we need more from you.
High gold up.
High gold up. You did it for gold.
If he took the jewellery off it.
Well, I'm thinking high gold up. Is he doing it for the glory of God
Yeah.
in heaven? Is that what you're talking about, John? Quack is a dodgy
Me.
doctor. Me. John, question for you. Did you think you was a god? Did you think you were above everybody else? On this land here, the amount of people you killed and slain was barbaric and vile and foul. All. You killed them all, we know. 7,500 people in your lifetime. You've tainted this land with blood, with sadness, anger, anguish, despair.
Get out of here.
For what?
Get out of here.
No, we will not get out. It's hard, mate, you can see it without the... For it off. Are you talking about what you used to do to people? You did it all for an off. To savagely take away their life. By executing them. Absolutely disgusting. Foul. Nasty. Evil man. You daren't even show yourself out here. This is my friend called Mick. We want you to come and stand next to him.
Come on, stand next to me.
Fear.
Fear.
Yeah, right up for you.
Why should we fear you?
Come on, stand next to me. Touch me. Affect me.
He could be our next victim, John. Take away his life. I'm only joking, Mick, but you know what it is.
Come on, John. Come out and face us.
That.
Yes, that.
Very nasty, isn't it?
It's very impressive, this courtyard. I mean, when you look, I mean, it is a stunning
CC.
stunning building.
They hear me scream.
Who hears you? They hear me scream. There is talk of like disembodied men's voices. Come on. These castle windows are lit up. Come and stand in front of one of them. You're not all you're meant to be, are you, John? You was actually it. Come on.
Wasn't it? They are rooms there at the top.
Yeah, so that's our room. That middle light there.
The three windows, isn't it?
Yeah. And there's the room underneath it. And that room there. Should we have
Nothing above us then.
You what?
There's nothing above us then.
There's nothing above us. No, nothing at all. ID. Let's just while we can, let's just have a sneak through this front door. I can't believe how well signal's holding up. I mean, look, some of these stuff that's here. Half rank. Are you talking about the army days? You can't really see much because it's so dark, but... Right, let's go back in there. Dundee Clifford. But this is the original... All the original bits. And then you've got all these different bits, look. I mean, the place is full of artifact after artifact after artifact. It is. The wind's howling. It's been like it all day. Again, look, traps
Water.
for catching animals. Water.
In Pont Nefac.
It's Pont Nefac. I don't know what that means. Right, let's go back up, Meg. This place is insane. supporters will tell you all about what happened last night.
It was incredible.
It was off scale, wasn't it?
Absolutely mental. Absolutely.
It was literally non-stop all night. Right.
The Titus and
The Titus and. We saw that on a grave today. The Titus and. Right, come on, let's go. There will be a heavy breather on line 1, or 2 heavy breathers on line 1 in a minute when we get to the top of these stairs, so just bear with us a second.
IOCs.
IOCs. Again, these strange words. I can't get up these stairs. Especially when you're 6'4" tall and 6'4" wide. Let us in.
Hour.
Nick,
Well,
why did you put me juice?
Huge minis, although.
Huge minutes all
Right,
wow.
we've got something to show you.
is it rough?
No,
What's it?
it's fine. We've got something to show you. You did ever so well, by the way. And I'm just walking.
The signal was fantastic.
No, it were.
And Derek didn't work.
Could you eat party?
Very, very faintly.
Look what's come up. Are you ready? Scan children in wall. Grotesques.
Wow.
My child and now infant.
Wow.
Would you like to tell the story? Another one.
You got your breath back.
Yeah, get your breath
So-
back.
He wasn't actually an infant. He was 12.
Okay, leaping.
And we talked about it earlier in the history, and we talked about the blue boy, or the radiant boy. And he was found
Us.
locked into a wall with blue clothes. Obviously they'd fallen off. But you'll see, like we were talking about last night, we thought we'd caught him on camera.
Yeah. What
You
was
see
him?
random blue flashes, and you'll hear running down corridors, and it's said to be the blue boy from the 1920s. But the 1920s scenario isn't actually confirmed, because
Okay.
the clothing was dated much earlier.
Okie dokie. Right, go and have a breather then.
One.
Bless your heart. You are.
Us one.
Isn't it weird how it's not even that many steps really, but it's the way they're situated and curl round.
Sizes out the sort you're trying to
Okay.
size them.
Okay, so it looks like somebody's tried to communicate to us regarding the child in the wall. If you think that your child was bricked up in a wall here, please come forward. Please come forward and talk to us. Could you? Could you possibly?
The more you comment.
The more you comment. Do you think you could come and talk to us regarding that? If your son or daughter was bricked up in a wall in this castle, which I wouldn't be surprised if there was many children bricked up here. Maybe they talked too much. Maybe they were just a little bit cheeky. So they got the wrath of John Sage. Who knows? Not one flashy ball's gone off, not one REM pod.
And we couldn't stop them last night.
Nope, couldn't stop him. I don't feel Mary's been yet. It's very, very different tonight. Very weird. I think that's the fire, the glass on the fire. So, shall we do a little bit in aquaphonics just to do something different? Yeah? Ask him about feeding people to dogs, Richard said. Is that something he did, Richard? So, is it true that you used to feed some of these poor people, maybe to your dogs?
For me. Whoa.
What was that? What was it?
I don't know what that was.
Annie.
Annie.
Annie. That's the party outside. I can hear a woman.
It was like a rattle or a tap. I don't know which one it was. You just made that noise in here. Can you please do that again?
Bit.
I can use this.
I can use this. Why has that just started working?
That's the ones in behind us. Right, guys. That's the people who are living. Not. Are they living? Do they live there? They live behind us.
There was no
Probably.
apartment below us. There was no
Wow,
apartment above
Richard.
us.
No. So yeah. He was very sick in the head. Okay. Let's get the necrophonics then. Do you want to just swap over?
Me.
Do you want the speaker over there, right?
Yeah. Disc. Is it raining?
Yeah.
No way. Yeah, what?
Hour 3.
You've definitely had communication with him tonight,
Yeah.
especially you. Down there was unbelievable, the stuff that they were coming out with. So, it's normally my mouth going constantly. But I think because you're getting this sort of like connection with John Sage,
Chai.
I think you should talk to him and I'll press the buttons.
Let me do the button.
Okay?
Yes, over there.
Just easier.
Make sure you don't roll it for too long though. Just ask the question.
Now.
Alright.
No.
Now.
John Sage, if we've been talking to you tonight, tell me your name now.
Me for
John,
Better.
tell me your name.
That was what I think, but I don't think it was relevant yet.
John, you was a torturer and an executioner. If you killed people, say kill. That was kill.
It was killed twice.
And again.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear the woman what she called him? You.
Did she?
She did. She said you be.
Bar steward.
She did. Did you hear that, guys?
John,
Wow.
do you see what people think of you? You think you've done good work, but you haven't. If you're happy with your work, say happy.
Dear God, is there?
John, say happy.
Can you get your SLS out, please? Lend. John. Ron, I've just seen head and shoulders in the doorway. He's very tall. Aston.
John, say happy.
Fair description.
It is a
Fair description. And what have I just said? He's tall. I've just described him and it says fair description. I seen him.
John, we know.
Grey. Wow. We're in the grey room, the grey lady, Mary Grey. Wow. And I have just seen his head and shoulders stood in the back wall. If you just go to the end of that lamp, you might get him in the back wall. I mean, I can't see him there now, but he was there.
John,
Wow.
answer this question. If you was happy that you killed these people, say happy now.
Just a minute.
REM pod.
He's not touched it.
I thought it was that one.
No, it was on near Mick.
John, tell us your surname. Give us the first name.
For what?
John, what's your surname?
No, Libby.
John, if you're in this apartment,
Big flash in the hallway. A sparkle.
John, tell us the name of this apartment. Who lived in this room? Mary.
Nothing? Yeah.
That's just mapping the door frame.
Yeah, it's just got the edge of the door frame. Just press stop a minute, Ron. Can you do me a favour? Can you just Google John Sage? I want to see how tall, I want to see if he was a tall man. Because that was towering. I'd say 6'9", 10. And, wow.
John, if you was a tall man, say tall. If you was small, say small.
John Sage, no. Well, no, that's modern. We need... Is that him?
Let's put in John Sage Chillingham.
Yeah, good idea.
Mary Gray, Lady Mary Gray. If you knew John, or have heard of John's stories, can you say story for me, please?
Alimo. Alimo, what does that mean?
That was like American, wasn't it?
Mods, can you have a look at what Alimo means? To images.
You will, I doubt you'll get anything else.
I think that's him.
I think it's for that, isn't it? See that. See.
Keep asking. You're doing good.
John, come and sit down at this table with us.
No, that's King James.
We really, really need to have this conversation. We're from the year 2024. And you lived hundreds of years ago, and your story still remains. If you can tell us your story, please say story. Come on, John, tell us your story. Are you afraid to talk, John? Are you afraid to tell the truth of what you actually really did?
Don't think anybody painted him.
Come on. Come and take a seat at the table.
Word come in. Okay. Moist. Beckon. Here we
John.
go.
Actually, John, what about...
Hurt.
You've just been seen at the end of this corridor. Do you want me to come to you? If you do, say, come.
Wow.
Right, I'm going down the bottom of the corridor.
Careful. I'll let you film him from there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, John. I've come. Now I want you to tell me the story. We'll start with the same questions again. If you're happy to talk to us, say story.
That said my story and it was a woman.
Who are we talking to? John or Mary?
Did that say woman? Did it say woman?
No. Nothing.
John, I've come down like you've asked me to do. You need to meet me halfway now.
Contain.
Say the word torture. If that's what you were known for, say torture.
Give mine. And it says crossover on the Alice box.
John, you've been a little bit elusive. It's like as if you're going backwards and forwards. Did you hear that?
In my own room.
It was on here. It was on there.
It's strong somewhere.
No, I think someone just tapped it. It was very, very light. John, if you just tapped on this giant plate or platter, say plate or platter.
Plate!
Plate.
Wow.
Don't you want to bring that down here?
Straight away. Can you not hear it?
No.
You should have said. I thought it was loud enough.
Right, John. On this plate that you've just tapped, we've got the Last Supper with Jesus Christ and his disciples. If you was a man of God, say God. John, you just said death.
Did you?
If that was you saying you're a man of death, say yes.
No.
John, you're playing tricks. It's 100% you in this corridor, talking. We've got all night to talk to you. We'll keep coming back and coming back and coming back. We'll talk to you with our presence. Did you touch this plate? Yes or no?
Plate straight away.
Right, John. We're getting somewhere now. What I also want you to do, can you knock on this door in front of this gentleman like this? Or say knock through this machine.
No! Hear that, guys?
Right, John. You killed thousands of people for reasons unbeknown but to you. Say killed.
Killed.
Oh, that was close.
John, if you can see and hear me, tell me my name. Say it clear.
Cut myself.
John, I'm going to ask you again, loud and clear, what's my name? Okay, I've got another question for you. We share a name. What name do we share? John.
John.
My middle name's John.
Is it?
Yeah. John, you seem to have a hatred for people from Scotland because you butchered them mercilessly. Can you say Scotland for me?
Wow, that's got to be.
Say murder. Yeah, we heard it the same.
We
Yeah.
did.
John, why? For pleasure or for worship? Pleasure or worship, John? Clearly. Pleasure.
Pleasure.
Why? Why? Right, so you murdered 3 different types of people. Men, women and... Dear God.
That's brilliant.
John, I need to tell you something. I've got a bit of an affinity with Scotland. And I think in my past life I was from Scotland. Do you hate me? If you do, say hate. What was that?
Hate you.
It was.
Hate you.
Well, John, if I'm honest, I'm not particularly fond of you either. I bet you absolutely smelt in real life. I bet you stunk of sweat and blood and foulness. Can you tell us what this building is?
Right. Did you hear him?
What?
He said fun. You said, what building is this? And he said, grey, fun.
What type of building is it though? What was it? What is it? What type of building? Begins with a C. I don't know what else to ask Rachel, if I'm honest.
No, you've done amazing. I don't know why you're still there, to be fair. I think you would be coming back.
Take the backing out, turn.
I just thought that you go on with it.
Should I turn that back on? How you doing it, mate? Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
How good was that? Enjoy that,
No
guys.
way! Castle!
Castle!
Oh
Castle!
No way!
There you are.
Wow.
Oh my god!
That's the
I'm
question.
done! I'm done!
Wow.
I'm done!
You're not going anywhere, you're not leaving me.
Flashy ball, have you just got that?
I've done that. How? What?
I have no idea.
What?
That is amazing.
Get
All I will
the
say-
crew that was here yesterday out and get us in.
All I will say is, be prepared for tonight. It's that I'm back in that room.
You're not.
I am. I actually didn't hear John Sage.
We'll have a discussion. Fucking room. I'll have another night with no sleep, Ron. No way. I'll be John Saging you. Wow. Can you believe that just happened?
That was amazing.
That's crazy. What's the matter? What?
I don't know where that was.
What?
Right, you see that window? See the window, that the light there?
Can I turn this one?
Just put your hand in front of it.
Yeah.
That light straight through.
Yeah.
I can see myself in it. I've just seen someone walk behind me.
What? There?
Yeah. But I don't know if it was in that across there or if it was behind me.
Can we just have a moment?
Can we have several?
Can you sit down? Can we literally just have one moment to just process and take that in?
That is unbelievable.
What?
John, say castle. Castle.
That is unbelievable. Over 6,000 words in this.
Probably nearly 7,000 now.
I said that to you, didn't I? earlier?
Yeah.
And you say castle. Rempod.
Which one?
Which one is it?
Don't know.
On the cooker.
Absolute wow. He's scaring us now. He's trying to scare us. He's trying to scare us.
Both.
Both.
We're not scared of you, John.
Wow.
We're sleeping here then.
Yeah?
With viewers.
You've got me in here tonight, John. What do you reckon to that?
Yeah, I was just going to say, what do you think of that?
Are you happy about it?
What a crescendo.
Oh.
What was that?
You hear that, guys? Yeah.
I thought it was behind you.
I thought it was.
Is that all you can do? Touch the area on the cooker?
You set them red lights off last night. Can you do it now?
That was Mary, she's clever.
Are there any
It was
flashables?
Ricardo. I did wonder if it were Ricardo and I've just heard the engine go debunked. What else can you do? Yeah. Anything else before we go? I can't believe I saw him. It's 10 to.
Lane.
Is there anything you'd like to say? You've got plenty of things to be able to communicate with. Is there anything that you would like to say? Now's your time to be heard. Gave what? What did you actually give? You gave your cottage. Bless you. You gave your cottage. Do you think that's a nice thing to do, like? That's weird. Gave my cottage. Who to? If you gave your cottage, do you think that's sort of like going to get you into heaven or whatever? After killing all those people? No. Is there maybe a word you'd like to say beginning with S? Now's your chance. Yeah. You read my mind. Maybe you could do it on this. Maybe we could hear it.
What's the word, John, beginning with S? Turn into you. Just wait, John. Why is it not working?
Let's bang down around there. Sorting, guys.
Right, John, we're ready. What's the S word?
Her ideas.
Her ideas. John? Reap.
Reap. Did that say reap?
That said reap. Settlement.
Settlement.
John, what did you do to your girlfriend when you were making love? What did you do to her? I killed. How did you kill her? Was you a sergeant in the army as well? What did you do to her to specifically kill her?
Bully.
Doubts.
It was something to do with the neck, John.
Miserable.
John, what did you do to her neck?
Choke.
Oh, choke.
Cancer. John, tell us your surname. Loud and clear. Loud and clear, John.
That was loud and clear.
Say. Can I just say, right, I've got to say this. That's the best investigating you've ever done.
Amazing, Ron.
Take it. Take it. That was, you just,
Brilliant.
he heard you do the history. He got angry that you did, you exposed him. Banged the door. He ran up the stairs, banged the door and coughed. Nobody would do that here. Nobody was going to do that. And I just knew. I just thought, carry on. And you got angry yourself. That was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Nice bath.
Well, he would have done ice baths, wouldn't he? So, guys, wow. That is the end.
I think we need to do some more
You
supporters.
play Everett.
I think we need to die down a little bit. We will jump onto supporters. Just,
Carol's just gone.
I don't know. Don't know what that was. Square. Are you okay?
Yeah. Thoroughly enjoyed that.
Can tell.
Nasty.
Okay, so best bits. Ron.
My best bit actually is going to be, because I've been asking it, necrophonics all night, say your surname. I'm going to say Sage.
John.
Probably that knock on door for me.
Then you.
Damn you.
Think you know mine. Great. Castle. Absolutely fantastic.
Got to
Unbelievable. Play my piano. You haven't got one.
Mine's got to be in Courtyard. The questions Ron asked him and come out with
Irrelevant.
everything. Couldn't do no more.
No. It's
Well
just,
done, Ron.
yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Well, well done, everybody. Everybody. So, guys, wow. What a fantastic fun at Chillingham Castle. We'll be leaving. What time are we going to get out tomorrow? 10. So we're going to be leaving tomorrow. And me and Ron, you're going home, aren't you?
Yeah.
Me and Ron are staying away for another couple, well, 2 days. We are heading further up. We are going towards Scotland. So tomorrow night, is it tomorrow night? Wait, yeah. Tomorrow night we are going to be live somewhere. No.
Wednesday.
It's not, it's Wednesday.
Tomorrow night you've got Trevor
Yes.
in Scotland.
Trevor's in Scotland, that's right. So Trevor is going to be doing Greyfriars.
Greyfriars Kirkland.
Yeah.
One of the
that's
most
gonna be
haunted
amazing.
graveyards in the world.
On his own.
On his own.
And then on Wednesday, me and Ron will be doing our own little hunt, won't we? In Scotland somewhere. So, if you just want to film Ron for me, and he can do a little spiel regarding what we've got coming up.
So as Rachel's just said, we will be out. I think Jan and Mick are going to do a few bits tomorrow as well and support us on the way home. Lisa. She's not here. She dare come, John. And then obviously me and Rachel are going to be out there. If you would like to join supporters, you would have had 2 nights at Chillingham because we were on for near enough 8 hours last night. If you do want to join, it's £3.49 a month. There is a green little shield you'll see against people's names. There's 4 white squares at the bottom. Click on that. It's £3.49. Please message us if you do join on our main page. On this page, just send us a message and we can send you the links to all the pages. Also, just past, it is 2 weeks until our next pay-per-view. It's actually 13 Sleeps, I think it is now. Wow. And we will be at the Galleries of Justice with John Sage and his remnants at the Galleries of Justice in Nottingham on 28th of April. If you'd like to join us, it is $8.99. Please drop us a message to our inbox and we can get you set up on the page as well.
Fabulous.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely fantastic. So guys, thank you for joining us. If you're a first time watcher, don't forget to click the follow button and we'll see you again in the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you for your stars tonight, guys.